Next is the aggregate functions. So we have many functions in the query that we can write. We have the average function, we have the count function, max min function, sum function. So average is creating the average of the numeric value of the column. So the column should be numeric. Let's say like your salary column, like your marks column, right? Like your score column. So the column should be numeric column, then average will work. So what average will do is average will add all those value and divide by number of occurrence of that particular value. So the average will do like that. What count will do is count is going to return the number of rows, how many number of rows are there. If I'll write count and the column name, if I'll write count asterisk means all the record will be given as the output. Count means how many records are there, how many rows are there in that particular table. For that we'll use count. Max is there, max will find out the largest value. It is also used for the numeric value, right? So max will tell me that for a particular column, what is the maximum value. Min, the same thing will do. It will find out what is the minimum value for that particular column. And sum is going to add all those numeric value and give as an output. Okay. So we'll use add, count, max, sum. So the average will tell me the average of any numeric value. Then we have the count. Count will tell me number of records. Max will tell me that particular column name is having the maximum value. It will give the output. Min will give me that particular column with the minimum value, and sum will add all the value of that particular column. Now, for all those constraints, as you can see, all those constraints we use with the select command. So you have to remember that all these aggregation functions will not be used with the where clause. Will always be used with the select clause. Okay. So the select clause, in the select clause, we'll use all those aggregation functions. Then we have a statement called group by. Okay, group by is very good statement that we need to write in the select query. Now, what group by will do is group by will make the small groups based on the column that we want, column value that we want. Let's say I want like group the student based on their courses, their let's say semester. So for that I'll use the group by. If I want to group the student, let's say based on their branch, then also I'll use group by. Okay, so the group by will help to make a cluster of the values inside the table. And then there is a having clause. So in the having clause also we can use the aggregation function. Having clause is just like the where clause, but in the where clause we cannot use the aggregation function, but with the having clause we can use the aggregation functions. So whatever we have seen is till now is aggregation functions. So we have average, count, min, max, sum are the aggregation functions. All these aggregation function we generally use in the cell with the help of select command, and all those aggregation functions will do the work as their name. Then we have seen the group by statement. Group by statement will make small clusters based on the value, and having clause will be used in the SQL query if we require to have the aggregation function to be useful beyond the select command. So if we want the aggregation function will be used beyond the select command, so we'll use having clause. Now let's go for the queries here. So the number of employees are here. These are the number of employees. Okay. Now we'll use the first aggregation function, which is called average. So for that, I'll use the query. Find the average salary of all the employees. This is my query. Find the average salary of all the employees. With output column name as average salary. Now what that query is, could you say that? It is saying that find out the average salary of all the employees. Second thing, what it want? It want the output column name as average salary. So whatever we'll write, the output column name should be average salary. It should be like this. So let's say, we'll make a name like this. So first of all, we find out the average salary and then we'll go for the changing the column name of the output. So what I want the average AVG aggregation function, and I'll put that particular aggregation function into the column called salary. Right? Now this will give me the output of the average salary. Right? This is the average salary that they are giving. Okay, before going that, one of the salary I found is 4 lakh something, right? All are in thousand and in between 30 to 85,000, but one is giving like some extra thing. So we just update that particular value, show that we can also do the averaging of it without having any issue. Okay, so this one is the Raj having the employee ID 7. So we'll update this salary. Update employee. What is the update command syntax? Set when column and some value. Set which column? Salary column. And the value will set it like, instead of 45 lakhs, let's have 45,000. Where this employee ID is what? 7. We'll change that particular value here. Now let's run this. Now run this. Yes. So right now it is, yeah, look uniform. Now we'll find out the average salary of the employee. Average salary of the employee. Yeah, so it is coming like 61,500. Now it is good. Now this is written like average and bracket salary that I want like average salary like this, right? This is my query. So I have to satisfy this particular query. So for that, I'll use a keyword called as. I want this column as this. So let's run this. So instead of average salary, now it is written average salary like this, right? So this is my whole query. Now this is giving me the average salary of the employee and the column name is written as average salary. I hope you understood. Now the second aggregation function is count function. So for count function, find the number of employees with salary. This is my query. Find the number of employee with salary. So I want the number of employee who are having the salary, who are having the salary. Now, if you'll see this employee table, you can understand that one employee, which is called Ajay, doesn't have the salary value. Ajay doesn't have the salary value. But other than that, having the salary means what are the numbers? 10 numbers of employee have the salary. One is not having. Means total 11 employees are there. So I want to count based on the salary I'll count. So I'll count based on the salary. So it will give me the count based on the salary. So what is the output? Output should be 10. So 10 is my output, as you can see here. So I am counting it based on the salary. So select count salary from employee. This will give me the number of employee with salary. With salary. Number of employee with salary count. If I'll say count asterisk, so what is the output? Output will be 11. Output will be 11. Why? Because I have 11 number of records. So it will just count. It will just count. See 11. Because I have 11 number of records. But if I count based on the salary, it is giving me 10. Why? Because one of the salary is not mentioned. So it is not counting that which is not mentioned. Right. Okay, let's do the query for max function. Next is the max function. Now for that, find the maximum salary from the employee table. Find the maximum salary from the employee table. Okay. So I'll find out the maximum salary here. So how I'll find out the maximum salary? I'll use max and I'll use salary from employee. Now this will give me the maximum salary. This is the maximum salary, but we doesn't have the other detail, right? We doesn't have the other detail. Say if I'll write, let's see whether it is working or not. It's not working. See what I want? I want the salary and the name of the employee also who got that particular salary. Now this will give me the salary, maximum salary. There is no issue on that. This is giving me the maximum salary. But who is getting that particular maximum salary? It is not mentioned there, right? So we'll write that particular query also. So if you'll see, we are getting the maximum salary is 85,000 and who belongs to Amay. So Amay is the employee from EEE department who got the maximum salary. Okay. Now this is the query for what is the query that I want. That is for okay. Now I need another query. Find the name of the employee who got maximum salary. Now, if this is my query, then what I can do? Find the name of the employee who got maximum salary, right? Name of the employee who got maximum salary. So I want the name of the employee, right? So for that, I'll use the query like select employee name. From which table? From employee table, where salary should be equal to what? This, right? Salary should be equal to this. This is giving me 85,000. Salary should be equal to this. So this is the query inside another query. Now, if this is the scenario, see, select ename from employee where salary equal to select max salary from employee. This is my query. So in this query, first, the bracket will be solved just like your equation. So bracket will be execute first. So this will give me 85,000. This 85,000 will be given here salary equal to 85,000. Then this will be executed. So we'll get the employee name whose salary is equal to 85,000. So who is having that name? Employee name is Amay. So Amay will be the output for that. Okay. If you want the salary also, you can write it down. Salary of that particular person. Department also you can write it down. There is no issue on that. Let's run this. See, we got the employee name, we got his salary, and we got his department ID also, whose salary is maximum salary. Getting it? So this is the query. Instead of finding the name, we can find the detail. Find the detail of the employee who got maximum salary, right? I hope you understood. Now the same thing we can do with the minimum also. Instead of writing max, I'll write min. So the first query is Find the maximum salary. Now here we'll find out the minimum salary. Find the name and detail of the employee who got minimum salary. Here instead of max, I'll use min command. Instead of max, I'll use min command. Rest of the thing will be the same because here I want the maximum salary employee. Here I want the minimum salary employee. Minimum salary, right? So if I'll use this particular, instead of max, if I'll use min, it will give me the employee detail with the minimum salary. So minimum salary was 30,000. Let's see what it is giving. Yes, it is giving 30,000. Rani, who got 30,000 salary and whose department is IT. So I hope you understood this min and max. Last one is the sum. Last one is the sum. So what sum will do is sum will add all those things, right? So find out the total salary of all the employees in employee table, right? So find out the total salary of all the employees in employee table. This is my query. So for that, I can use the SQL command sum salary from employee. That's all. Select sum salary from employee. It will give me output of sum command. So this is the total salary. And in average, we have seen it was coming 61,000 because it has been divided by 10. Now it is coming 6,15,000, right? The sum of it. So this is my query for SQL query for this query. Now the next one is group by statement. Okay. So where we can use group by statement? Let's say I want the average salary of employee based on their branch. So for that, let's see the table and let's make the query. This is the table. Now what I want is I want the average salary based on the department. So CSE, 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 and yeah, so we have 3 CSE branches are there, and the salary is 50,000, 55,000, and 70,000. What I want that from CSE, what is the average salary? From IT, what is the average salary? From ETC, what is the average salary? From Triple E, what is the average salary? That average salary I want as a output based on the department. Means I'll make a group based on the department. Find the average salary of the employees based on their department. Now this is my query. Find the average salary of employees based on their department. Now here I'll use group by. So for that, select employee department. From employee, group by Group by employee department, and I need to find out the average salary. Average salary. Yeah, so I got the average salary based on the department. So ETC average salary is 75,000. CSC average salary is 58,333 around. For IT average salary is this sorry, we have written E also. Maybe mistakenly we have written E instead of triple E. Okay. So they have created E as a department and triple E as a department. So anyway, this is my query. I can just update this E where I have written. I'll update it. This is a query. Where is EE? This is EE. Raj 7. Update. Set. One is updated. It is updated to triple E. Now let's run this query again. Now it is coming. ETC, CSC, IT, and triple E department. These are the average salary of it. So this is how we can use this group by clause or group by statement. Okay.